I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're embarking on an extraordinary exploration with Darrell Lopes, the author who takes us through the thrilling intersection of ancient history and celestial phenomenon in his latest book. It is called A Real Witness to Planet Nibiru, Crossing and Real Parallel Time Slip, Trusting Yeshua. Darrell's journey from decoding ancient Spanish hieroglyphs to uncovering the secrets of the universe culminates in a narrative that challenges our understanding of the cosmos. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank our team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. We ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Darrell, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Great to be here. Thank you. And hello to all your fans, guests, and thank you for the opportunity to come on and get this out. It's important.
Well, we're delighted to talk to you. And let's start out first by giving the folks at home an overview of your book. What's it about?
Well, it's about my life and the interesting things that have happened. With just one of the biggest ones, I would say for now, is the Planet Nibiru crossing in 2011. You know, being out on the road trucking for 39 and a half years, you see a lot. And I was being prepared for that, before, back in 2004. I was up on my roof with a sextant, just felt led to get up there and calculate the sun and what have you. And then it was off 4 or 5 degrees. And I was telling some of my Native American friends that, but I've got my whole life in there, and Bigfoot encounters and treasures that are still ongoing. Could use maybe some help with an archaeologist there on the West Coast, and a lot of exciting things that have happened. I acquired this gift, and I don't know how. I just figure it's God, and for this time, me being a Christian for 42 years, I got a lot of stuff in there about Jesus in there, and not to lose your faith. I don't care what happens. Keep trusting God. He's there. He saved me when I was 25 years old, changed my life, and I've got a good backing in it. So nowadays, with the Pentagon coming out and everything with UFOs and what have you, it shocks people in a way that where they don't believe the Bible, and that's nonsense. You just threw out the baby with the bathwater, as they got in the book. You gotta trust your heart and know, and that God is in total control. So it's just packed in with a bunch of neat stuff, and with archaeological sites 6 miles away from here. My last starcraft was 50 feet from behind me here, out in the street at 3:30 in the morning, come to visit. But the best one was 2000 with a beautiful starcraft, and the book is just packed with stuff that's going to be, unbelievable, but it's all true. There's absolutely no made up stuff. This is not a book of fiction. It's the real thing, and
well, it seems like even our government now is becoming a little more forthright about the phenomenon we don't understand. They're telling us a little bit that they have had encounters, right?
Absolutely, 100%. They know it, and for reasons, a lot of good reasons, they do hold stuff back for reasons that we're talking about technology here that's just off the records, off the charts. Create things, create mountains, walls, Machu Picchu. We'll get into that later. I'm going to blow some minds today about that one. But so it is an interesting time to be alive, and you're going to start to see more of that. So that was another big reason why I thought, I'm going to take all this stuff. I'm tired of hearing about aliens created us. You just threw your power right out the window. There is a creator. The Anunnaki even shared in their ancient texts that there is a higher source God. Jesus did walk this earth. The bottom line, the Cherokee even talk about him. So it's an interesting time.
Tell us about how you see the crossing of Planet Nibiru as a bridge between worlds.
Well, it comes around every 3,000. I got it at about 178 years, according to my dowsing charts.
Mhm.
And I'm going on that because they had me up on the roof, you know, calculating the equinoxes and
Mm.
what have you. So this is important because yes, they were here. They were here a long time ago, and the whole thing about the gold and all that business is all true. That was an eyewitness thing with the swirling clouds of gold.
Mhm.
Nibiru was off towards the west. Everything else seems like it was from the south, that it was coming up and over the sun, and it was all fast. And you had to be in the right place. You know, all of us have things. There's nothing as a coincidence. You, me, all of us, all the
Mhm.
listeners. You know, it's all set, preset, and known about for before time that
Yeah.
things were going to happen. So it's a good time now to come out to say yes, they were here, but I'm sure the guests don't want to serve something that we know was half human and
Yeah.
half something else.
Yeah.
You know what I
Ex-
mean? So
Exactly.
they need to be careful what they're thinking, you know,
Yeah.
about. And so I just felt I needed to do the book and just get it out there and put my 42 years of walking with the Lord and
Yeah.
supernatural things happening and all the other things, you know, that have happened that I accept and know that they're true and
Yeah.
willing to take the spears for it. You know, I mean, yeah, a lot of
Absolutely. Well,
people
we
not happy with
appreciate
it.
you being willing to take the spears
Thank you.
for
It's
it.
a pleasure.
You know,
It's an honor.
let me ask you this. You mentioned like almost like a little tease that you have some unbelievable, mind-blowing news about Machu Picchu.
Absolutely.
The folks at home would love to hear what you have to
Yeah.
say. Tell us about it.
And it's never been out before. I've never heard anything about it. No one has come close with that. And what it is Machu Picchu. Up there at the top, you have the altar that's called Itituana,
Hmm.
Inti Huana. It's kind of hard, or Hitching Post of the Sun. And everyone thinks this is an altar that they used to be able to kneel and set up candles and pray and all that stuff, you know, and probably for hundreds of years. Now it's roped off. But
Mm.
about 4 or 5 years ago, I realized that that's not what that was at all. And what that is, and this is the dead giveaway for it, it sits there on the mountaintop, not too big of a mountaintop around the area, but enough for maybe 60 people to walk around it and observe it and, you know, used to be able to touch it. Underneath that altar is another layer of a slab of rock.
Hmm.
And it's just a little bit bigger, maybe about a foot thick, foot and a half thick. And around the edges of it are all cut like the way the mountain is. It looks like a chunk of the mountain that it's
Mm.
setting on. And then, you know, so what that is, that's not an altar, my brother. That is a starcraft that came there and sat down on that mountain. So what they're showing you is the altar is the craft, what it looked like. Underneath it, it sat on that mountain peak that is pretty good size where all the people can be around. So they're giving you a size. That's what that is. That slab under there represents the mountain that
Mm.
people are walking around now, you know, checking out the altar and stuff.
Mm.
But that's what that is. So they're showing you that it's
Amazing.
the craft. You can go on Google and look at all the pictures around there. Remember what we talked about today.
Yeah.
You'll see, oh my God, it's one of those triangular shaped crafts. And it's telling you it's set down on the mountain top. Gives me the chills just thinking about it because I've been holding on to this
Amazing.
for 4 or 5 years. And they're giving you the diagram.
Yeah.
This is how big that thing was. Now imagine when they left off, they cut it down around more, made their craft, they cut that stuff easy. Linda Moulton now has done a lot of good research too, like down in Antarctica, down below. She'll tell you about resurrection technology. These stones were put into place, like turned into like a computer laser type. Maybe all you saw is a form of like a blue, cobalt blue light, or even
Mhm.
maybe a pink light transferred through. And then they would just build it all around those edges. There's no way no one is going to be able to do that with those cuts and slabs on those boulders. You
Mm.
know, it's just not going to
Amazing.
happen. They're huge, huge tons, you know, 10 tons, 100 tons, whatever. You can't do that, but they can shape shift. Even the
Mm.
craft itself can shape shift and mold itself the way it was. This is what this stuff is so far ahead. And that's why it's a good thing, too, that they're monitoring things they should monitor enough to where it gets into trouble where people don't use this technology, so it'll, cause wars. We've had enough of wars. No more of this stuff. We all need
Yeah.
to come together. And
Amazing. Well, it's a great message. You promised some good breaking news on our show, and
oh,
you
wait till you see
delivered.
that. Take a good look on it. Remember
Yeah,
the show. You're
we
hearing it
will.
for you. This is for you, for hunting me down and bringing me on. This is my
Awesome.
way of
Well,
saying to you and the listeners, thank you. This is what I do. I've been going through this for years now, seeing stuff. It's gotten to the point where I can walk out somewhere, sometimes when it's called for, not my
yeah.
doing, somebody else's. And I'll just start saying, no, go over here, go over there, move the grass away. Look, there's this ancient thing. Whoa. You can feel it inside when there's something
Amazing.
there.
Amazing.
6 miles away is the ancient solstice site that marks the winter, equinoxes and all this. This is only
Right.
about 6 miles away from the house here.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, we're glad
Yeah,
you documented it all in a book, or a lot of it all in a book. I know
yeah,
it's
yeah.
evolving and more information keeps on coming out. But this
It
book is
does.
called A Real Witness to Planet Nibiru Crossing
Yes,
and
sir.
Real Parallel Time Slip,
Oh my
Trusting
God,
Yeshua.
yes.
It is
Yeah.
an amazing book. It has mind-blowing phenomenon in it
Thank you.
from throughout the ages and from beyond the cosmos. It is a riveting read, and you'll be delighted that you picked up Darrell Lopes' book, because it is indeed very, very impressive, very, very mind-blowing at times, and it
Thank
just
you.
might actually help you realize how everything comes together, where all the
Yes.
connections are.
Yes, yes, we're all connected. Yes, amen. I believe that. There's also a tribute to my truck driver family out there.
Awesome.
Beautiful, pouring out my heart for those fantastic men and women that are driving trucks, and also my relationship with the Hopi brothers and sisters. If you want more of that about me with the Hopi, you'd have to bring up the Art Bell show, old tapes where Robert Ghostwolf brought the Hopi tribe on, and it speaks
Wow.
about me in there too.
Amazing.
So yeah, there's a few things, a lot of it. And the best thing that happened too, I can't put on it because under a legal contract, no, talking about that stuff. And so it's like, okay. And I love the family and respect them. And
Right.
my mouth's closed on that. But there's a lot of stuff I've got
Well, you put
buried.
enough forward
It
out
needs
there.
to get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Darrell, thank you for joining us here today on
Thank
Spotlight.
you. Thank you.
A true
God bless.
pleasure. Love talking with you. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.
Thank you.